Karam. Today's question is coming from Sai Krishna. He's from Scotland, and his question is something that really bothered the last generation and this generation alike. So, does caste system really matter, the, in terms of getting married? And does the kundli, ambience, vastu? He mentioned three different sciences in this. I'll briefly talk about each one of them, and then I'll talk about why, if it is important or not. Okay. So there was a time when this society has looked into every aspect of life. So caste system, it was called the Varna system, not caste system. It came about for the purpose of division of labor, and that's why the ancient India has been very productive, and the society ran without any friction. And I think they say that around 30 to 40% of world's economy was occupied by India at the time because it was very productive. The kundli. So horoscope is based on the planetary influence around us. If you're from physics background, you must have learned this Newton laws and the Newton gravitational force formula. Any two masses in universe, they do exert force upon each other. So all these planets do have certain influence on us because of their positioning and how close they are to Earth. The Kundli thing takes into account of all of that, and then it uses a very beautiful science to kind of figure out that your time and place of birth, how it was affected based on the certain planetary alignment at the time. But why does the time of birth matter? When the seed, when you're seeding a plant, the initial 1 to 2 months are very important. That kind of determines the future of the plant in many ways, right? So likewise, the seed that got formed when you're born, so that kind of determines where you're going to be heading to in some ways. So that's the science behind it. And the third thing he talks about is vastu. Vastu is the same thing. We are talking about how 5 elements has an influence on you on every day because you're living inside a dwelling. So if people that were on spiritual sadhana did not care too much about vastu, it was mainly meant for grihasthas because most of the time they were in household setting, inside the house, spending time with families and all of that. So they needed the right kind of exposure to the elements throughout their day, and it was designed based on that. Okay. Do all this matter? There's one beautiful point in Kundli. They say that if the girl and the boy are in love with each other, then the horoscopes don't matter. Isn't that beautiful? When the emotion is so strong, it really doesn't matter. If you want to get married, you get married. You go ahead because that's much stronger than anything else in the universe. The caste did matter once upon a time because based on the type of caste, you did that kind of work. And based on that kind of work, you ate certain kind of food and you lived in certain kind of dwelling. Right? So two people from different castes, they may not have adjusted with each other very easily. But in today's setting, it really doesn't matter because more or less both of you are living in the same setting. All it matters is how you handle the relationship today. That is what matters. The mango tree, when a farmer grows a mango tree, it starts flowering from year 2 only, right? And then he carefully plucks out the flowers and drops them because the reason is if the mango starts to fruit in the 2nd and 3rd year itself, the age of the mango tree will be considerably reduced. Because of that, he waits till 5th year for the mango to fruit. That way it can last much longer. So if you want the relationship to last longer, and the fruits will take a little longer. So you enjoy the process. Let fruits be the consequence of the process. Don't be so anxious about the fruits right away. Hopefully this helps. We'll meet with another question tomorrow. Thank you very much. Namaskaram.